Welcome to Help, I Have Kids. I'm your host, Pam Marshall, a mom of 5 and a pediatric occupational therapist with over 35 years experience. This podcast is designed to equip you with practical tools, insights from experts, and real life stories. Because at the end of the day, you are the head of your child's care team. Each week, you'll hear from pediatric experts and fellow moms like you that will help build your confidence. They'll offer clarity and empower you to make informed decisions that work for your whole family. Welcome to Help, I Have Kids podcast. I'm your host, Pam Marshall, and today we have 2 special guests. They're actually 2 people I know and love dearly, and they have a unique challenge, and I'm sure some moms out there have the same. We're diving into the real everyday experience of parenting neurodivergent children while also being neurodivergent moms. So that's a pretty lot to say, a little tongue twister there. But our guest, Sarah, has a daughter named Olivia, and she'll introduce herself in just a minute. And Carolyn, she has a daughter, Emma. And so welcome.
Hi.
So glad you're both here. And tell us first about yourselves, like who you are and what you do, because we know each other through work. Mm-hmm. So give us a little background on that.
You want to go first?
Sure. Okay. So I'm Carolyn, and I am a physical therapist at Marshall Pediatric Therapy. And my daughter, Emma, she is 8, almost 9. And she was diagnosed with autism when she was 4.5. ADHD diagnosis was given to us within the past 2 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You've journeyed a lot already.
Yes.
Well, mine's pretty similar. I'm Sarah, and I am the clinic manager assistant at Georgetown. Liv is 9, and she was diagnosed with autism when she turned 4, and then diagnosed with ADHD when she was 6.5.
So right behind the autism.
Right behind, yep.
Yeah, and tell me, who else is in your family?
Well, I have a husband at home. His name is Zach. He works at Toyota. He works very hard all day and all night to support us and all the things that we do. So
it's so great.
I also have a husband who works at Toyota.
They're Toyota buddies.
Yes. So again, a hard worker, always there for us and supporting us along our journey. And then I also have a 6-year-old daughter, Allie, at home too.
So good. So good. Well, you have a lot in common. It must be kind of heartwarming to have a friend at work that understands your life and what you're going through.
Absolutely.
So what's a fun, this is a random question I ask everybody. What's a fun piece of advice that someone gave you, like maybe when you were a new mom or just sometime during your motherhood, like a favorite piece of advice that you were given?
I think the one that I cling to the most is to try to challenge yourself to learn something new every day.
That's
and when you are parenting children that are neurodivergent, oh boy, you learn something new every day.
They make you learn something new.
They do.
Every day.
And you learn something new about them. And along the way, I feel like I have learned new things about myself. So, case in point, my diagnosis. Always knew that there was something different about myself, but could never quite put a name to it. And it wasn't until she came along and we started seeing these differences and got a name to it. And then the ADHD symptoms started, and I was like, oh, I feel the same way, or I think the same way, or, I've had that exact thought. I think the thing that she said that made me really realize that I think we may have an ADHD diagnosis in our future was she looked at me one day and she said, Mommy, it just feels like I have bumblebees in my head all the time.
Bumblebees. Oh, and you could relate to that because you had bumblebees in your head.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. No, we're going to talk about diagnosis journey because it is self-reflective. You know, when our kids are going through something, it brings up things in us. And so it sounds like you were on that discovery journey too.
Absolutely.
And then, kind of relief. Did you feel relief?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she received her diagnosis about a year later. And then I was 38 when I got mine.
Wow. Wow.
Just 2 years ago.
And how about you? What was your diagnosis journey kind of like?
For Emma, it was very delayed is the word that I would use. So with Emma, she didn't present with some of those classic, you know, autism characteristics that the doctors ask you about or that you hear about. But there was, and so like my mom gut and my husband too were like, we just feel like something is missing. She was always very talkative, very chatty, very bright kiddo, but she struggled with peer interactions and social skills. And a big one for us, and still today, is our emotional regulation and our cognitive flexibility. So I feel like
very rigid
in her thinking. And it takes a lot for her to overcome some of those mental blocks that every day that she kind of goes through. So our journey, you know, again, we were talking to our pediatrician, and I love our pediatrician, and they helped us navigate, you know, all of these challenges. But they were like, you know, I don't know. I would be surprised if she does end up with an autism diagnosis. Yeah. Same thing with preschool and elementary, you know, teachers. It was like, you know, I don't see it. I don't see autism. You know, I think she doesn't present like what I would typically see. And so again, it was kind of like going back to the drawing board of, you know, are we reading into this too much? Right. You know, these are the professionals. But we kept plugging and kept digging, and Emma was evaluated for autism at 3 different centers. The first 2 centers, they said, no, she does not have autism. We traveled out of state to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, where she was diagnosed. However, she was right on the borderline for 2 of the big gold standard tests that they give for having it versus not having it. But she did flag as having it. The ADHD diagnosis came later, and that one seemed to track, you know, more on point for what, you know, typically you would see in a kiddo with ADHD. She's very high energy, very bubbly. Her motor just runs and runs and runs. So I feel like
doesn't give out,
and it doesn't. Yes. So, so I feel like as far as like the therapies and just, you know, having somebody like Sarah or a community of moms that could understand what I was going through has been just, you know, kind of delayed in a sense. And we're catching up, but it's a process. Yeah.
And I bet, did you feel just kind of confused and maybe a little crazy, thinking there's something here and nobody was finding it?
And I love, I'm very close to my parents and my family dearly, and they, you know, they do all the things for us. And they would tell me, you know, this is just like, you know, she's a little extra, a little spicy, but we feel like this is typical. They never once tried to hinder us from seeking additional evaluation. So, you know, I felt really isolated.
I bet.
Especially back where we used to live. We used to live, you know, in a more rural setting where we didn't have access to the things that we do now.
And where people just say, oh, it's just a kid.
Yeah, just kids being kids.
Yeah.
She'll grow out of it.
She'll grow out of it. So
that's the phrase we hear so often.
Your mom gut knows. It just knows.
Yeah. Yeah. We say that a lot on this podcast. Follow your mom gut, because it does know. It knows when something's awry, something's not quite right. Yeah. So your experience, you each got this diagnosis for your child. then it turned into, well, what do we do with this information? How do we advocate? And moms, we're all the advocators. We're the ones, having to make sure they get what they need at school and wherever they're at, whatever activities are in. So what did that look like for you? How did you start becoming that advocate at school and other places for your child?
Well, advocating at school, it has been a journey. I feel like where she goes to school now, we have a really good support system as far as the special education department. We have a really good relationship with them, the guidance counselor, the school psychologist, the teachers.
Yeah. It is all about relationship, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
You have to be able to trust those people, and you can't go in with your hackles up, so to say.
Right.
And
defenses.
Yes. You have to be able to have open conversations with these people about your child and things going on at home and therapies and keeping it consistent across the board, doing the homework, not just at the school or at therapy, but doing it at home. That's how you make progress.
Yeah, just building it in. When did you all start therapy with your child?
Oh, Liv. So Liv's 2-year well check was when her pediatrician brought up the A-bomb and said, "Do you think she's autistic?" And
was that shocking to you at that moment? Or?
It was, but it wasn't because I had already been seeing signs and I knew that something was different. Not that something was wrong, but just that something was different. She started not making as much eye contact. She regressed in speech, food sensitivities and textures and noises and all the things. So Liv was very typically presenting when it came to the autism. Yeah. And so when I brought her in and her pediatrician saw the regression and started asking me questions, I had already been on the Google and Googling things, and everything that I typed in, everything that spit back out was autism. And I didn't know anybody with autism, so I didn't have anything to compare it to.
What was were you afraid, or were you just like, well, okay?
Not that I was afraid, but just that I was worried I was reading too much into it and being a nervous Nelly.
Yeah.
But to hear her say it first, I think it was more relief that I was feeling and validation. Yeah. Because I hadn't quite broached that subject with my husband or anything yet, or anybody for that matter.
It affirmed that you knew there wasn't something right. There was something going on. Yeah. You didn't know exactly what, and you were suspecting some things, but then it just affirmed your whole thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And so because she was 2, and it's very hard for children at that age to get a diagnosis, especially girls. Girls are much harder to diagnose because they usually present differently. She suggested we start speech therapy for the regression, and that's how I got linked up with Marshall. We were referred to Marshall, and we started speech therapy.
Wow.
So
I did not know that part of your story.
Yeah, I've been with Marshall for 3 years working, but technically I've been with Marshall for 7 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you applied, you were a mom, but I didn't know how far back that went.
Oh, that's we go amazing. Hannah Dumas, but Hannah Garn back then. Oh, she was Liv's first speech therapist over on Water Street. So,
Yeah, that was a sweet little start over there, for sure. Yeah,
during COVID.
Oh, yeah, except for that slick floor we had over there. It was terrible. So what did that look like for you, beginning to advocate once you got the diagnosis and therapy? And then therapy. So we were talking about therapy.
Yeah, I'll start with the therapy journey. So M's journey started really young, but we started therapy actually with Addie Hubbard.
Oh, yeah.
When Emma was 6 months old, because Emma was having some feeding challenges. She was always, very uncoordinated with like her bottles. I had to stop breastfeeding because I was having troubles with that. So we got hooked up with Addie at my previous therapy place. And Emma was with Addie from like 6 months to like 2.5 years, just for focusing on feeding therapy. We also touched on some fine motor stuff too. And then we also saw Miss Jessica Perkins, and we kept working on like our oral motor skills. And then we started to touch on some of like our coordination and like problem solving skills then. But we got to a place where we felt pretty good where we were, and we made lots of progress too. Emma had speech therapy for here and there, off and on, just for like extra dose of oral motor stuff as well. So as far as other therapies, we started mental health therapy about a year ago after we moved to Georgetown, and we're starting back with some OT for, again, that rigidity and some coordination, problem solving, mental flexibility type of skills too.
Helping her become a little more flexible.
Yes.
Or seeing that she can be.
Yes.
She can choose it. Yeah, that's good. But it really is a learned. You really do have to learn it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So how did you, like, once you've been in therapy, what are some boundaries or some things that you had to do, you know, for your child and then also for yourself? So you know how you can't just be everything for your family. You really do have to set some boundaries, and you have to take care of yourself. And we moms, and we talk about this too, we tend to be the decision makers medically and kind of nurturing our children as they develop and taking care of all those things. And yeah, our husbands are partners in it, but we typically take the lead. And that's a lot of work when we're doing that. So how do you care for yourself and care for your child?
I feel like it's still something I'm learning about, because like you said, moms are typically, most involved in, at least in our story, I was, because my husband worked on nights at Toyota on an off shift for the first 5 years of her life. And so I feel like I had to take on a lot. And I'm now giving myself grace for that and learning and looking back on, how I could have handled things a little differently, but also proud of the moments where, I was able to work through it, in the moment with 2 kiddos under, especially one that we were still trying to figure out how to help her.
Right.
So I think one of the biggest things that I'm working on now is, again, giving myself grace, but learning how to step away and be okay with someone else helping, because that's just what I want to do. I want to help her. I want to not fix the problems and solve the problems for her, but I very much naturally want to be involved. And I feel almost guilty if I'm not there.
And the truth is, you're not the only one that can help her. Like that's so hard for us as moms to grasp that truth, is actually there are other people that are equipped and she needs to kind of be in their life, and that relationship is needed, and we need to back away a little bit, but somehow we think we have to do it all.
Yes. So when I kind of after both of the girls went through infancy, I heard something on like a mom podcast about like the 20-minute rule that people can use with newborns. So it's like every 20 minutes, you if your partner's with you or somebody's with you, you kind of tag team, and you each take 20 minutes on, like with the kids, and then you take 20 minutes or however many minutes for yourself, just to de-escalate and just to regulate and like ground yourself.
Yeah.
So that's something that sometimes we do now, and it seems to help. One of the
That's really good
pieces of advice that someone told me was, when you're in an airplane and they go through all of their directions, they're like, you have to put the oxygen mask on you first before you can put it on your child.
Yes.
And before I had kids, I was like, well, that seems silly, because
I want to save them first.
Yeah, save them first, But it's so true. Like you have to just make sure the kiddos are safe, and and then it's just trying to figure out how to recenter ourselves and regroup so that we can be there for them.
It is really a mind shift change because we are such the nurturer. We think we are supposed to be the one doing it all the time. And it is a training for us to choose, actually, no, it's good for them to be over here or to be with this person or to be doing this thing. And it's good for me to have this time away. Yeah, that's good.
I think for Liv and I, especially when she started school, there was just like a huge shift because she started school and I went back to work. I did the stay-at-home mom for the first 5 years of her life, and I'm very thankful to my husband for letting us do that. But noticing a pattern of her and I coming home from school and work and just being like, we're just exhausted and drained from the day, and we need to recalibrate so we can get through the rest of the evening, the bath, the food, the bedtime routine, the whole thing. So what she and I started doing when she was in kindergarten was we do quiet time every night. Good. So I get home from work, she's home from school, and we both put headphones on. And I'm either listening to music or a podcast or an audiobook, and she's usually listening to music or something. And we go and we do our thing for an hour every day.
That's good.
And it just kind of helps recalibrate us for the evening. And so that we can do dinner together and then bath time, homework, brush the teeth, go to bed, and it you can tell when we don't get to do that because things are going to be a little off kilter. We're still wound up. But that's always helped with us. And that's just something that we continue to do throughout the week. On the weekends, we take everything slow.
You just move slow.
We move slow.
That's so good. What's something you love about your child? Like I'm going to ask you, just throwing that question randomly out there.
How do you pick just one thing?
I know, but just share with us, just so we get a picture of. You can't pick just one thing, but just randomly name something you love about them.
Her empathy.
Oh, she really empathetic toward her peers.
Oh man,
too.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Emma is.
Now we're all crying.
I know.
Sorry. Emotional regulation who?
Oh, that's me too.
It's fine.
I know. Cry to drop a hat.
She is very bold and embraces life with just this big spitfire full of energy and has so much joy in those moments. And so it's
don't you wonder what she's gonna do with that? Like what a combination!
That girl's gonna be famous one day.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
what a
I tell her all the time, like she's gonna be on TV, like straight up. If you throw her in front of a camera with some music, that girl.
She loves to perform, and
that's so fun.
My hope is that she continue to just blaze through life, being a leader and an advocate for herself. But,
that's really fun. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. So, here's another random question. What's one thing you love about your mom? What's something you love about your mom? I'll give you time to think, and I'll share something I love about my mom. So, I love that my mom really cares for people. Like she does a lot of just very thoughtful things and notices like what I might need or, just little thoughtful things. She's just very caring and thoughtful to people. I love that about her. So what's something you love about your mom?
My mom's passed now, but she was a lot like Emma. And she had just this huge zeal for life. She had a huge passion for animals. She used to actually break horses for a living.
Oh, wow.
And so she was this little teeny tiny woman. She was smaller
and
than me.
Would you watch her do
Absolutely.
that?
I rode horses and stuff.
Cool.
I did. And I have pictures of her actually standing up on the back of horses. I mean, she was very brave when it came to that stuff.
I was going to say.
And she was
petite, like this little petite,
She was this little
brave.
tiny, she weighed maybe 95 pounds and was like 5 feet even. And she would get out there with a horse that was 7 times her size. We had Clydesdales too and stuff. And she would get out there and ride them and break them within a day.
Amazing.
And she was just very gifted at that. And that I loved that about her.
That's neat. That's a skill right there.
My mom is very caring as well. She's been along with us every step of the way. She goes the extra mile for her kids and her grandkids. She and my stepdad have raised my nephews. And so just when my youngest brother was out of the house graduating high school, they took on a 5-year-old and a 6-month-old baby boy, and they've had him ever since. And so she gives up her time humbly to help others. And I love her so much for that.
That's pretty remarkable. And how sweet that you get to do life together. You know, that's really sweet. Yeah, I get to do life with my mom now. She got her up here. She used to live in South Carolina and moved her up a couple of years ago because, you know, she's 88 now. Like, time is ticking, and it's precious every minute you get to spend. So, what's something that you do? You know, moms help us feel safe and ground us. You know, there's studies about if our kids just hear our voice. So, like, when your kids are grown and gone, like our kids are grown and gone, if they just hear your voice, it calms them. Like, there's all kinds of studies about that. So what's something that you do that you think helps calm your daughter? Like, are there things you do that you notice?
I think a big thing for Liv is I have to remain calm in the situation. Yeah. Because if I start to escalate, raise my voice, or use my serious voice is what she likes to call it.
Or my kids used to say yelling when I wasn't yelling, but I would get, you know, just an intense voice. Yeah. You're yelling at me. Yeah. I'm like,
I get what Liv calls is my serious voice, which is just, you know, very straightforward to the point. And she doesn't like it when I use my serious voice. But just remaining calm in the situation for her so that she can focus on me and see that I'm grounded and I'm not escalated or worried about what's happening. Yeah. And trying to get her to realize that and draw her back to herself. I think that's the biggest thing for her because it's not going to help the situation if I'm as escalated as she is. She's just going to come even more. So
that's a really great point. Just keeping yourself grounded so she can be calm.
And sometimes that's very hard to do, especially if they're hurt and crying and just totally upset.
And your emotions are going,
and or, you know, if it just depends on the situation. But it's sometimes it can be really hard to keep your emotions in check and stuff for her. But
what about you? Is there something you do or say to be?
So Em responds if she's kind of spiraling and needs a reset. She responds to like silliness. So if we say something silly, or she loves to dance and she loves music. So sometimes we have an Alexa at home. And I'm like, Alexa, play, such and such song. And I'll just start dancing because dancing and music is what helps me and what helps her too. So just bringing some of that, like just silliness and just freedom to just be yourself and move. That is a big redirection for her.
It's really fun. I love to dance too. So any opportunity you can to put silly music on or to move or to sing along.
Sometimes whenever she's, in big emotions, I'll sing or I'll be like, you're big sad, just something theatrical to just kind of catch her attention and bring her back in.
That gets her kind of out of it.
Now she's starting to look at me, she's almost 9, so she's like, Mom, it's kind of like
don't embarrass me.
She's getting there already.
Yes, they both are.
Yeah.
I get that a lot too.
Getting that little,
that's embarrassing.
you call it preteen, where they're starting to want to be their own people. And yeah. So moms that are listening, like what's something, a piece of encouragement or advice you'd want to give them if they are in a similar journey? Like maybe they're suspecting something's going on with their child. They haven't gone through a diagnosis journey or anything like that. What's something you can share with them that might be helpful?
I mean, for me, I trusted my gut, and I was very lucky and very fortunate that I had a pediatrician that did help me.
Yeah.
Yes, she heard me. She heard my concerns. She steered me in the right direction. I got with a group of people and I was like, hey, I told Hannah up front, I was like, hey, I know you can't diagnose this, but I just want an extra set of eyes to help me and the doctor see if this is what we are seeing, in fact, before we pursue a diagnosis. And then after a few months with her, Hannah was like, oh, yeah.
She's
and
like,
so
I see
she was just another validating person for me. And so then, we went forth. So I think just trusting your mom gut, trusting the professionals around you, and understanding that they will steer you in the right direction. If you have that trust and that relationship with them, they know what they're doing.
It also sounds like to me, you were not afraid to face it.
No.
I think there are parents that are really afraid to face it, like what if, and they sometimes don't act on pursuing the help they need because they're so afraid to face it. They're just in denial, like, no, this can't be.
Well, and a lot of parents too, they'll say, oh, well, the doctor said no, because that's a doctor. That's a person with a medical degree with all these years of education and experience. So of course they're going to trust them.
Yeah.
That's why you just have to get that mom gut and listen to it, and then go on and get the other opinions. Keep moving.
Pursuing.
Yes. You'll find somebody that will listen to you and help you and get you where you need to be.
That's good.
Yeah. I second everything that you just said. Finding your tribe of people, not just, the professionals, but having a friend like Sarah has been really helpful for me, because we lean on each other a lot.
Yeah.
So if you can find people that empathize and understand, just having somebody to understand what you're going through has been so uplifting.
You need someone to cry with and to laugh with, because sometimes you need to laugh.
Absolutely.
Because it's so hard. You're in the middle of, I remember moments when you're in really hard moments, just literally I would just slide onto the floor and start laughing, because that's like all you can do.
You're right.
This is so hard or overwhelming. So that's good. You have each other. Yeah. So moms, you need a good friend. You need.
Yeah. And then also, I would say, seeking out counseling for yourself.
Yes.
Oh, good.
I've known that I've needed it, but I haven't taken the initiative yet. I'm going to.
I'm getting her there.
Okay, we're going to hold,
because
you're going to hold her accountable.
I'm getting her there, because this past year, I have sought counseling. I am in mental health therapy. There's no shame on that.
No,
at
not
all
at
whatsoever. And it have only had a handful of sessions, but it has helped me a lot with things with her, other things that have happened in my life. It has been great. And I'm going to get her there.
Yeah, yes. I highly recommend it.
Yes.
I think every mom, every person should experience it, because we can't figure ourselves out. Like when you're in it, you can't see, or you don't know which way to go. And it's just so helpful to get some wisdom and some nuggets on how to handle things and how to handle your own internal and make sense of it. Yeah.
And trying to be that model for our children. My Liv is in mental health therapy as well. She has been for almost 2 years now. And I'm like, well, if it's good enough for her, then it's good enough for me. Yeah. If she can do it, then I can do it too. So why not?
Yeah. Good. That's so good. Well, I'll look forward to hearing all your progress after you get it started. It's nice that you moms now can do, you have the option of doing some telehealth in between. It doesn't all have to be in person. But, but my mom journey, I had a lot of in-person counseling because that was the only option back then.
Yeah.
So it's neat that you have that and that you can do that. So your spunky girls are actually in the studio with us today, and I would love to invite them in. Hi, girls. You want to come on in? Say hi. You could sit in your mom's lap or stand near her.
Be very careful.
Yeah, so great.
Holy moly.
There we go. You're squeezing in there.
Hi.
Can you say your name into the microphone?
My name is Emma.
Ah,
My name is Olivia.
so good. We love having you on here today. What is something you love about your mom? Let's go. Let's do Olivia first.
I love my mom because she also has ADHD like me.
Oh, that's so cool. And Emma, you want to go?
I love my mom because she's so kind.
Oh, your
me
mom is
too.
kind. She is really kind. Let me ask you a couple more questions. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple, teal, light blue, and normal blue.
Oh,
My favorite color is red, purple, and pink.
oh, you girls have lots of good colors going on there. What is a favorite game you like to play?
You can go first. Probably Minecraft or Roblox. I like to play Roblox.
Roblox?
I also really want to get Roblox.
I know we don't have Roblox yet.
But I can get it on my iPad.
So I got one more question. What's your favorite thing to do outside?
Ooh, outside? Probably just run around and have fun.
That's a good one.
Mine's playing freeze tag and tag.
Oh, I like that. I especially like freeze tag when you get in a really crazy position and you have to freeze.
Yeah.
It's really silly.
I agree.
Uh-huh. I like that. Have you ever played blob tag?
No.
Blob tag? That's super fun. You have to have kind of a bigger group of people, like your whole class or something. But one person tags another person, and then they have to join that person. And then they try to tag 2 more, 3 more people, and then they become like 5 people. And then they gotta,
I
so they
know
get
what
to
that
be
is.
like a big blob.
I also like playing sharks and minnows. Is that kind of like sharks and minnows?
It's a little different, but I like sharks and minnows too. Do you play it in the pool?
Yes.
Yes, it's very fun to play in the pool. I like it too. Well, I appreciate you girls coming today. You have been such a big help because you're helping moms learn how to be moms. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming.
I like being on the podcast. This
You
is my
do?
first time. Same.
Well, you're very good at it. So I appreciate your vulnerability and getting to share your stories with other moms that you're both really brave. I'm really proud of both of you, just the journey that you've been on and, the advocacy, the persistence, the, fighting really for your child and what your child needs. And it sounds like they both have a very bright future ahead of them. And that's because you two are behind it.
Yeah.
You're behind it. And you have each other. I know, it's okay. We all cry. We like to cry together, we moms, for sure. But I want to say to the moms, you can do it. You're the expert on your child. You're the one that knows your child best. And we're just cheering you on. Keep being persistent. Keep pursuing what your child needs, and you can do it. All right. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for listening to Help, I Have Kids. If you're tuning into this podcast, that means you're a mom who's curious, committed, and ready to learn. And we see you. We'd love for you to join our Help, I Have Kids Facebook community, where moms just like you are connecting, asking questions, and encouraging each other every day. It's a space for real conversations, expert insight, and support from moms who get it, because we're all in this together. And if you know a mom who's feeling unsure or maybe overwhelmed, or just needs to be reminded that she can do it, she can advocate for her child with confidence, share this episode with her. We're building a village here, and we're glad you're a part of it.